Salam alaikum. We're now on Surah Israa, the second page. Now, this is the Arabic Quran. So for you, we're on verses 28 down to 38. We had agreed last time in that this is a review, and I've done this a couple of times on my channel, maybe 3 times even, this particular surah. I'm not going to read to you the translation word for word. You can read the translation yourself before we start the ayat that I told you. Get ready. And then I'll read to you the Arabic because I want you to know it and hear it and get your ear accustomed to it. And then I'm going to give you my asides. I don't want to call them my insights or my tafsir. I'm just going to put it into a perspective of 2026 America, Ramadan. We're beginning, by the way, the last 10 nights tonight. So this is an exciting time. And I'm sure the rewards are greater now than any time. So hope I do justice to this second page of Surat al-Israa and relating it to what we know and to what we're going through now. I say in America because that's where I am. And that's my, let's say, my target audience are reverts, converts, who either don't know Arabic or are trying to learn Arabic. And I find that I have so many comments in Arabic from Arabic speakers. That makes me happy too, that they're following along. You know, they should already know it by now. I always say, if you're living over there and you know Arabic, you should have finished your Quran by the time you're first year in high school. You should be done. You should have already memorized it and gone over the basic ideologies that are found in here. And then if Allah causes you to be an academic-minded person, then you can go deeper and deeper. But my target audience, I think, really is it's a cultural imperative that I say, that I lived over there for 25 years and I know this stuff, but I also want to bring it into an awareness that you have as a revert Westerner. That's how I tweak it, let's say, for you. You'll notice today what I'm going to do. Okay, let's begin. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم وإما تعرضن عنهم ابتغاء رحمة من ربك ترجوها فقل لهم قولا ميسورا ولا تجعل يدك مغلولة إلى عنقك ولا تبسطها كل بسط فتقعد ملوما محسورا إن ربك يبسط الرزق لمن يشاء ويقدر إنه كان بعباده خبيرا بصيرا ولا تقتلوا أولادكم خشية إملاق نحن نرزقهم وإياكم إن قتلهم كان خطأ كبيرا ولا تقربوا الزنا إنه كان فاحشة وساء سبيلا ولا تقتلوا النفس التي حرم الله إلا بالحق ومن قتل مظلوما فقد جعلنا لوليه سلطانا فلا يسرف في القتل إنه كان منصورا ولا تقربوا مال اليتيم إلا بالتي هي أحسن حتى يبلغ شده وأوفوا بالعهد إن العهد كان مسؤولا وأوفوا الكيل إذا كلتم وزنوا بالقسطاس المستقيم ذلك خير وأحسن تأويلا ولا تقف ما ليس لك به علم ولا one more hour, it's iftar. ولا تقف ما ليس لك به علم إن السمع والبصر والفؤاد كل أولئك كان عنه مسؤولا ولا تمشي في الأرض مرها إن ذلك لن تخرق الأرض ولن تبلغ الجبال طولا كل ذلك كان سعيه عند ربك مكروها. So now you've already read your translation. So these are going to be observations that are unique to me, I suppose, because I'm American and I know the meanings of the words. And I know that this is directed to Banu Israel, those who were chosen, those who fought in the path of Allah, and those who turned their back and turned into Yehud. So I'm going to show you how they turned into Yehud. Almost in every verse in this page. It's just so beautiful. As we watch the war and the inevitable demise of the enemies of Allah, which is coming fast and furious. So let's begin at the beginning. Allah is telling you to not turn aside from the good people, the Sadiqeen, those who are really observant in the religion. And by not turning away from them, you are seeking Allah's mercy. And you should speak sweet words. Qawlun maysur. Don't be tough and don't be crass and don't be rude. Speak to them words that make it easy for them. This is not easy to do, though, because sometimes you get upset with your own people that you're supposed to be calling. It also says, don't be stingy and don't be a spendthrift in the second verse. Be moderate. Spend, but don't overspend. And don't be a cheapskate. Because if you don't obey this verse, it's going to say, فَتَقْعُدَ مَلُومًا مَحْسُورًا. You're going to end up blameworthy and destitute if you're not a moderate spender on yourself and on others. Because Allah spreads His hand out to you. This يَبْسُطُ الرِّزْقَ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيَقْدِرُ, and He withholds. It's only Allah, that causes you to get money or not get money. So this whole thing about betting and lottery and, we're going to spin the wheel or whatever, and this is all pure kufr. And unfortunately, those types who control all of this, gambling, they're the ones that ought to know it better than anyone else. But they incite others to feel that there'll be a free ride if you just go to the gambling casino and you spend some money and you could win the jackpot. No, usually you don't, because the house is rigged, okay? This is what I mean about my asides, living in America in 2026. Allah is speaking to them and saying, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this. And every time I'm going to tell you how not only do they do it, but they are the masters of it, the controllers of it, the genius manipulators of every haram thing. We're only a quarter down the page. So we just went over how to spend money and only attribute your money that is going to come to you to Allah, who is the Razaq, and not to any other game or game of chance or card game or whatever. It's the lottery. I don't think there was a lottery when I was young. I think this is something the past 50 years or more. But people always went to the horse races and the dog races. My papa was there every night in the Boston area. Betting. Yes, betting. And they used to have the numbers so that they would, they do it in boxing now too. It's called the odds. And the odds are placed. Who do you think's the better one? Who's going to win? And then you put your money on so-and-so, and then you either collect or lose. I grew up with all of this because my papa, my mom's dad, was involved in all of this. And I always felt how horrible it was, how stupid and wrong and cruel. And I don't want to say more. I don't want to say anything against my family because I'm fasting. Okay. Now, this one. Do not kill your children for fear of poverty. We give the risk to them and to you. And killing them is a very gigantic sin. Khita'an kabira. Oh, so how come, well, when I was young, this whole vacuum abortion was invented by certain doctors of certain types of people who advertised this very easy procedure. You're in and out in an hour. Doesn't hurt. You're going to have this burden off your mind that you're pregnant and you don't want to be pregnant. So there was a time, and it was in my generation, where certain types made abortion very easy and very proliferating in every small little city. Whereas before, in my mom's day, if you got pregnant, you had to go what they would call the backroom abortionist, where they would destroy you, maybe make you hemorrhage and maybe make you die, because it was illegal and it was all extremely expensive and secretive. It was like a criminal enterprise. And that was the only choice you had. So Allah is saying, don't kill your children for fear of poverty. Also, don't get near zina. Don't get near zina. Don't, la taqrabu zina. Do not get near porno films. Do not get near strip clubs. Do not get near Playboy magazine, Hustler magazine. That was back in my day. That was when it first started. You could buy it at a newsstand, openly, naked girls. Oh, who started that? Oh, you mean the same guy that started, may Allah's curse be on him, Hugh Hefner. He started the Playboy clubs. And along with that, the Playboy magazines, where women lost all value now. You know, it went gradually. The fashion went gradually. It used to be in my grandma's day down to the floor. Then my mom's day would go up mid-calf. And then after the Second World War, it would go up to, you know, you'd wear a little skirt bathing suit at the beach. And then in my generation, bikinis came from Europe. And now, Allah is telling similar, well, who runs all this? Who runs the fashion industry? That's what we're going to talk about now. Oh, the same types who ran all the porno films and the gambling casinos and the abortion clinics. I'm telling you the truth now. I'm fasting. This is Ramadan. And they know. And they know full well what they're doing. So let's go on. Don't get near zina. And meaning get near zina, away from your wife, your legally wife that you can sleep with. No. Don't even get near it. Meaning the magazines, the films, the books. And now we have the internet with the Only Girls and every other filthy, disgusting idea. Hope we can make this under 20 minutes. Now, don't kill anyone who's innocent. Allati haram Allah. You can fight in wars if they're righteous wars, and sometimes killing is ordained, but we're not going to go into a big legal discussion. Allah says, don't kill the nafs, the living being. Allati haram Allahu illa bil haq. So I've already done a unit on the Arba'in Nawawi, which is telling you whom you're allowed to kill. Go look it up. You'll find it on my channel. If you do kill unjustly, and this is very interesting because this is only in Islam, Allah has given walihi sultanan. فَلَا يُسْرِفْ فِي الْقَتْلِ, and don't go overboard. إِنَّهُ كَانَ mansura. Who's mansura? The law. So now, what is the law? And this is such an interesting, I might have to go in deep next year on this law. Because in Islam, the family, waliyuhu, has a right to forgive. Now imagine, we're talking about murder now. So in this system here, you just go away forever, or maybe 50 years or whatever, and the judge who doesn't know a thing about you, and lawyers who are getting paid to try to get you off, and the whole system is different in Islam. Yes, there are courts, yes, there are judges, but Allah gives the right to let it go. Now, there's two ways, something called blood money, and you pay reparations, but right here, you can just let it go. You can say, I forgive him, after somebody had shot your son in the head and he's dead. Is there wisdom in that? Well, of course there is, because those closest to that victim are the family, and they know him best or her best. So you see how much coverage is there here. You know, I said 8 times on this page, 8 times, wala, 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 wala. Don't. So this page is a very serious page. We're only on page 2 of the Israa, of the chapter called Al-Israa. And Allah is telling them, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. The family has a right. And now let's go on to the next one. Don't get near orphans' money, except that which could increase it and make their situation better. Hatta yablugu ashuddahu, until they are mature. Wa'awfu bi'ahd, and fulfill your contracts, because contracts are a responsibility to you. So what happens now in America with orphans' money? Well, because nothing's clear-cut, people fight and they hire the best attorneys, and the family ends up ripping each other off. It's called mal al-yatim, the money that should be kept aside for when that orphan reaches maturity. They're like vultures going after it and trying to take it. Next, weigh on scales fairly. If you are giving, let's say, some produce or something that is weighed, be sure your scales are set properly, not wobbly, because you're responsible for that. And I don't want to say anything, but you know the grocery stores, you think those scales are intact? No, they're not. Are they intact? No, I don't want to say too much. I'm fasting. Scales are very tricky things, especially in the vegetable and fruit department. So Allah says, fulfill the right of the consumer when things are being weighed. Awfu al-kayla idha kiltum. Wazinu, weigh with qistas al-mustaqim. Weigh fairly. Dalika khayrun wa ahsanu ta'wila. Oh, how about the airport scales? Let's not talk about them, because the airports are practically closed now. People are hardly flying. Oh. And then lastly, do not kill anyone. I'm sorry, not kill. Takfu. Do not get involved in anything laysa laka bihi ilm. If you don't have expertise in something, or you don't have a general knowledge of something, don't get involved, because your hearing and your sight and your heart, all of these things you are responsible for. Don't just blab out your opinion when you hardly even know what you're talking about. And that's what most people do, especially now with the war going on. And then this one, talk about fashion industry. Wala tamshi fil ardi maraha. You know maraha, poor woman. Her mom named her Mariah, which comes from maraha. It means to be very arrogant and show-offy in your behavior. So Allah says, do not walk on the earth maraha. Don't prance. There's no Victoria's Secret going on here. We don't have Paris and the fashion shows where these women are so distorted, they don't even know how to walk with one foot in front of the other. They've got them all contorted, and they all look like they have bodies of 8-year-old boys. It's just, imagine Allah says, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. Why? And then the last verse is, You cannot split the earth. You're not so great. And you cannot reach the mountaintops either. That's what it says, last verse in Arabic. Well, don't we try in America? Don't we really try to reach the top of the Himalayas and the Alps and all of this stuff? That's a thing for wealthy, educated people. For some reason, they want to go climb Mount Everest or they want to go climb whatever. And so many of them just fall down the mountain and die. And then the last, after mentioning that you can't reach the mountaintops and you shouldn't prance around and show off like they do in fashion shows, all of this, Allah says, is evil and He hates it. Simple enough on one page. Allah is saying don't 8 times, did I say? Yeah, on one page. And we have certain people who are experts at it, at all of this. Allah says on the previous page, أَكْثَرَ نَفِيرًا. They're going into every single spot and doing really well at it and running it and making lots of money at it. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.